this past summer was actually my third time in the discussion meet. My first year, I made the Final Four in the discussion meet, and that kind of lit a fire. I was pretty excited after that. I was like, hey, this is something I might actually can do. Then came back the next summer, did not make the Final Four, got eliminated in the Sweet 16 round, and then this past summer, made it all the way to the Final Four against three really strong competitors and the guys that I was against. One other ag teacher, so it was guys I knew well and knew were going to be tough competition, but managed to pull out the win this summer. I really love that discussion meet kind of pairs up with what I do for a career. I like to say that that's kind of my job as an ag teacher, is to create advocates. I understand that not every kid who comes into my classroom is going to be involved in production ag when they leave here. Most of them won't. But if they can be educated consumers who can advocate for the industry and understand what we're doing in the ag industry, then I feel like I've kind of done what I should do with those kids. And the discussion meet just kind of allows me to do that, to gain that information about what are the current issues in agriculture and develop a better understanding of those myself, and then I can take those into my classroom and work on developing those educated consumers.
Your idea of building this system and this network, the neighbors program, so that people have someone that they feel like they can turn to.
I grew up on a farm. That was my grandparents and their parents before them, and I grew up on a family farm, and as my grandparents got too old to manage the farm anymore, there was no one who wanted to do that. None of my uncles were interested in taking over the farm. And I think that has given me a unique perspective I understand the struggle of people who are hesitant to retire, to get out, because there's no one to take their place. And I think that's a unique role we play in ag education in Georgia, is helping identify and develop, and working through the Young Farmer program, identifying and developing people who have an interest in taking on that part of the industry. And I certainly hope that, my son has the opportunity to grow up with cattle like I did, and grow up understanding where his food comes from, and knowing that he is so close to growing up on a family farm, even though that's not necessarily something that's an option for him, staying integrated into the industry and getting to experience some of the things that I did as a child. I think that it is really easy to over-prepare for discussion meet. I see a lot of people, and when I coach it with my high school kids, I see the same thing, where they just want to fill their head with lots and lots of facts and figures, and they know exactly how to solve this issue, and that's exactly what they want to talk about. But the discussion meet contest was designed to, encourage conversation and the sharing of ideas. And I think it's really important to go in with an open mind, to be willing to listen to other competitors' ideas, not to go in thinking that you've definitely got these problems figured out and you know the solution, but being able to truly have that dialogue and that interaction with the other competitors. And I'm excited because, getting to hear Georgia perspective, but then getting to take that to a nationwide, how we think we should solve some of these issues here in Georgia may be drastically different from what they can do in other states. And so I'm excited about the opportunity to discuss the issues with competitors from all over.